Alrighty, here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. We're just getting things started, so stand by. Had a little fought with a little PC problem here, but I finally got it sorted. Ah, yes. All right, everything's starting to come together here. Nice. Ah. Oh, I'm a dum dum.
Node 2105.
All right, just gotta connect the All Star node, and then we'll be all set here. Check to make sure there's nothing that would cause any loopbacks. There isn't. Okay. I think we're good to go. Alright, Kilo Juliet 7. Oscar, Mike Oscar, could I get a radio check before I start the net?
KJ7RMO, VK5ZSH returning. You're way over deviating.
Of course.
There, Kimberly, back to you.
Alright, roger that. I turned it down some. Is this any better?
QSL, much better.
Alright, thanks a lot. Alright, sorry for the delay here. We had some, I had some additional technical difficulties after I started my computer up, but everything should be good. So we're going to begin the net here in just a couple moments after I reset and switch a window around so that I could read the script. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. I'm Kimberly Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, your net control operator. My pronouns are she, her. This is a round table for general discussions and friendly chats. Please direct all calls through the net control station. We meet every Sunday at 2 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time, and oh my, we're 22 minutes late. Anyways, before we begin, is there any emergency or priority traffic? If there is an emergency at any time, please say break, break, and we will assist you promptly. This net provides a safe place for members of the LGBTQIA+ community and their allies to connect over the airwaves. It is open to all licensed amateur radio operators without the need for membership. We also welcome third-party traffic. Speaking of memberships, the Pride Radio Group fosters an inclusive environment for learning, experimenting, and enjoying radio communications. We encourage, promote, and support diversity within the wider radio community. We share our experiences and knowledge, celebrate Pride on the air, and welcome all individuals. To learn more about the Pride Radio Group, join us and gain access to our Discord chat room. Visit prideradio.group. Or check out Victor Kilo 3 Papa Romeo Golf or Kilo 3 Papa Romeo Golf on QRZ. Membership is free and all are welcome, regardless of who you are and who you love. Unless you harbor hatred towards us, of course. This net is being relayed on the Pride Radio Network and its affiliated systems, including All-Star, Echolink, IRLP, DMR, YSF Reflector, WiresX, M17, NXDN, P25, D-Star, and Zello. It is also streamed live on Broadcastify, Icecast, and my YouTube channel, searchable by my call sign, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar. For information on how to connect to this network or access our live streams, visit prideradionetwork.com. That is prideradionetwork.com. By the way, I don't have my YouTube channel listed on this website, but I really should put it up there. Anyways, you could also track and follow this net by downloading NetLogger for Windows, Linux, or Mac OS from netlogger.org. Once again, that is netlogger.org. NetLogger allows you to log into the net, view real-time call signs, and actively participate. For Android and iPhone users, you may download On Air NetScraper instead. That is On Air NetScraper. Now, before we start tonight's net, does anyone have news, announcements, or other items to share with the net and the Pride Radio Group?
VK5ZSH here. I might come up with a quick one.
Alright, go for it.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, all. Thanks for hosting it there, Kimberly, as per usual. As people may or may not be aware, January 26th is coming up for us here in Australia, which is Invasion Day, or AKA Australia Day. So keep a lookout for all stations coming up with a prefix of AX with a digit, and that digit will run anywhere between 0 and 9, so that'd be AX 0 to 9, or just an example of the call, it would be AX, for me, it would be AX5, Zulu Sierra Hotel, Alpha X-Ray 5, Zulu Sierra Hotel. And that would be run on the 26th, so that would be the 25th for people in the US, etc. there. Anyway, that's my only announcement there, Kimberly. I'm just trying to generate some traffic because I'll be on FT8 on various bands on that call. So over to you there, Kimberly, KJ7IMO, VK5ZSH.
VK5ZSH, KJ7OMO, your net control station returning. Alright, thank you much for that. I do have one announcement. We've been having some ongoing issues with our Pride Echolink conference. So if you're on that conference and you're having a hard time, checking in for some reason, you go ahead and switch over to KJ7OMO-Lima, KJ7OMO-Lima, in case if you're on the Pride Radio, on the Pride Echolink conference and you're for some reason not getting out there. It is a known issue that we've been having with the Echolink conference since the start of it, and we haven't been able to figure out how to fix the problem other than just a temporary fix when we reboot that system. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's get started with the net, shall we? Let me reset. Alrighty, let's move on to check-ins for the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. We'll begin with mobile stations, those short on time, and those who are in and out. If you fall into any of these categories, please come forward with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically. Feel free to share your pronouns as well. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, standing by for check-ins for mobile, short on time, and in and out stations.
This is KC3 VIU, Kilo Charlie 3, Victor India Uniform. Phoebe, she, her pronouns. I'm just going to be more or less in and out. I'm going to be listening most of the time, but pretty quiet tonight. Hope everyone's doing well and back to net control. KC3 VIU back to KJ7 OMO.
Alright, KC3VIU, KJ7, OMO, returning. No problem. Thanks for checking in. And, 33 and 73 to all, and all the numbers. And, hope you feel better. Alright, anybody else out there wishing to check in?
VK Bars at SH, hoping you got me on the list there, Kimberly.
Yeah, I got you down as you requested on Discord. Anybody else out there wishing to check in? Alright, who else is out there? We have Kilo 1 Alpha Lima Foxtrot on NetLogger checking in. Anybody else out there wishing to check in?
K69 Kilowatt 6 India Romeo Foxtrot.
Was that Kilo 6 India Romeo Foxtrot?
QSL, it's Kilo 6 India, Romeo Foxtrot. Hi, how are you? A friend of mine and I were just looking into M17, and we are on the default host, and nobody's there, and he tried to scan around and found this M17-432D. So I just tried it. It seems like you guys are having a net. So I want to check in. The name here is Lima Oscar Tango, and I'm here in Claremont, California, about 35 miles east of downtown Los Angeles. Over.
Roger, Roger. Thank you for that. We're in the middle of the net at the moment, but we'll get you checked in anyway. All right. We're going to make one more call for check-ins to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. Come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you're welcome to share your pronouns if you like. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. I'm standing by for additional check-ins to the net. Alrighty, looks like that's it for now. Alright, before we send it up to the top of the list, for those of you who are not able to check in via voice, you're welcome to check in via NetLogger. You can check in via the YouTube live stream. You can also check in via the Pride Radio Group Discord server if you're part of that. You are also welcome to use Mastodon for your check-ins. My Mastodon handle is at KJ7OMO at mastodon.radio, at Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, at mastodon.radio. You can also email me your check-ins. My email is KJ7OMO at gmail.com, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar at gmail.com. You can also use WinLink for your check-ins. So if you're on WinLink, you could use that. And if you happen to know my private social media links, you could check in via that as well. And as a reminder, this net is being live streamed on my YouTube channel. So check it out. Look for my call sign on YouTube. With that out of the way, oh wait, one more thing. And if you're not yet a licensed ham radio operator, well, I highly encourage you to study for your amateur radio licenses and get licensed so that you can join in on the fun, because you're missing out if you don't. With that out of the way, we'll toss it over to Victor Kilo 5, Zulu Sierra Hotel from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Hey, Dale.
KJ7OMO, VK5ZSH, returning. Evening there to you, Kimberley. Morning, afternoon, evening to the rest of the people on the net. I can't remember how many people came up. I just worked a VK0AI from Macquarie Island on 15 metres FTA, if anyone's interested there for watching a AN-005 IOTA there. What have I been up to since I last spoke to people here? Not a lot, actually. Medical stuff has been keeping me down. My body hasn't been cooperating, etc. It's deciding no. Buggy you, I'm going to give you a world of hurt, which is what it has been doing there. Well, today, basically I've been busy in the kitchen, made a mixed salad with feta and mushroom and tomato and cucumber, capsicum and red onion, etc. in it, with a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper. Made fresh coleslaw, etc., homemade stuff with some homegrown veggies, etc. So that's what's been keeping me busy. And yeah, Kimberly, trying out new beard oil there. And the one that I'm trying out today is called Morning Glory. And it smells absolutely divine. If you're a coffee enthusiast, it's got a strong coffee smell, but there's a hint of woodiness and stuff like that to it. Really nice beard oil, I must admit there. And I'm liking this Australian mob that I'm getting it from now. The beard oil is a lot better. Makes my beard feel a lot better, etc. It's got no artificial stuff, etc. in it, so I'm very, very, very happy. And it's veteran-owned and operated business as well, so Rich is good. All right, I've waffled.
VK5ZSH KJ7 OMO returning. I was hit with the gremlin that cut your very last part of your audio out, but that did not affect the rest of the network. No, everybody else heard everything you said, absolutely everything. Just whenever I connect to All-Star via, the computer, it would sometimes, cut, part of your transmission off at random points, on my local end. So it's local to me, not you. It's just local to me. But I did got, pretty much the majority of what you said. All right. It looks like our NetLogger check-in logged into our network, so we're gonna go ahead and see if they are able to get on via No Voice. Kilo 1 Alpha Lima Foxtrot, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Kinda sorta here. I'm paying more attention to HFNet right now, but I'll be dropping in and out to listen as the night goes on.
Woo! Alright, well, that sounded very, very rough, and the beginning of your transmission was unfortunately cut out. Either somebody else must have transmitted on your repeater, or maybe your HF operations is leaking into your repeater, but it sounded like a whole lot of buzzing. Could you repeat your transmission?
All I said was that I would be dropping in and out during the night because I'll be paying more attention to the HF net that I'm on right now.
Alright, not a problem. Thanks for checking in, and 7-3 for now, but we'll sorry, I lost my train of thought. My apologies. But yeah, thanks for your check-in, and have fun on HF. I would also be on the HF net too, but I'm a QRP station with a extremely compromised antenna, and it's likely that none of them will hear me. Alright, K6IRF KJ7 OMO. We'll toss it over to you.
Listening, and yeah, it's a bit rough. The last station that the transmission is it's kind of noisy. I don't know why. So I have a question. I'm trying to set up my Pi-Star, and on M17 there's a drop down where you can choose the reflector. for some reason, I can't change it to whichever I choose on the drop down. It always goes to the default. So is there a way that I should be doing? Back to you. Over.
All right. Oh boy. Unfortunately, I am not familiar enough with the M17 mode to answer your question there. Sadly, I mean, I know what it is. I've been on it through my smartphone. But I did attempt to go on it via my hotspot, but well, something I was not successful. So yeah, I'm not sure how to fix that problem, but perhaps somebody with a bit more knowledge of M17 than I am could pipe up and see what's going on. I know there is a station out there. I think it's VK3JED. I don't remember now. I think he has a lot more M17 knowledge than I do, but he hasn't checked into the net in a while. So hopefully one of these days, Tony VK3JED will come along and yeah. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to fix that. Sorry, but maybe somebody else will show up and maybe help you figure that out. All right, we're at the bottom of the list, so let's see if we have any other stations out there wishing to check into the net. All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you're welcome to share your pronouns if you like. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, she, her, and I'll be standing by for additional check-ins to the net. Alright, any other stations out there before we kick it back up to the top? Okay, VK5 ZSH. We'll toss the hot potato or hot microphone or whatever back to you now. KJ7 OMO. Yeah, there's something on the Kilo 1 Alpha Lima Foxtrot node that is keying up and making some noise. VK5 ZSH, are you still with us? KJ7 OMO.
KJ7 IMO, VK5 ZSH returning. Yeah, sorry about that, Kimberly. I came up underneath you before because I was trying to give that interference enough time to let the network settle, etc., before I came back in. As for the station having the M17 issue, you haven't fed a lot of information in besides that you can't connect via Pi-Star. Now, we need a little bit more information. Now, you're using the WPSD digital dashboard, or are you using the traditional Pi-Star, or are you using the Pi-Star version done by another UK guy that's different to Andy Taylor? A lot of information lacking there, so a little bit more needed. But yeah, I'm not sure who else is on the net here, so trying to do a bit of a help how-to type thing might be a little bit out of the scope of this net at the present time. So, but at the end of the day, it's up to our kind net controller there to whether it's a-okay to do tech support type thing on the net. What else has been happening here? Not a lot, actually. I've been trying to basically get myself to a point where I'm able to get around properly, etc. A couple of days ago, I tried to go shopping, but by the time I got to the end of it, it wasn't that I was knackered or anything like that. I was just really, really, really sore, which is unusual for me because I'm relatively fit. So, some damage I'd done to my leg there, falling off the ladder a couple of times, probably hasn't helped either. So, anyway, I'll put it back to you there, Kimberly. KJ7 RMO VK5 ZSH.
All right, thank you much. We'll toss it back over to Kilo 6 India Romeo Foxtrot from Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Kilo 6 India Romeo Foxtrot from Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Are you still with us? Alright, well, looks like we lost that station, so we'll move on to additional check-ins. So who else is out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? All I need are your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you're welcome to share your pronouns if you like. This is Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar, she, her, standing by for any additional check-ins to the net. By the way, if you're on the Pride Echolink conference, we may be experiencing issues with that. So in case if you are not able to check in via the conference, you're more than welcome to switch over to my KJ7 OMO-Lima node. KJ7 OMO-Lima if you're on the Pride Echolink conference and you're not able to be heard. Is there any other check-ins out there before we continue? Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, standing by for additional check-ins. Well darn. Looks like it's all crickets out there. Yeah, things are unusually slow. We usually have a lot more people than this. Back to VK5ZSH from KJ7 OMO.
KJ7 OMO, VK5 ZSH returning. Yeah, thanks there, Kimberly. And for the station there, wanting the M17 stuff, help, yeah, if you're around after the net, come back to me and I will try and help you out with it there and try and help you get it working there. So, yeah, I'm not sure what else to add there, Kimberly, besides looks like it's just you and I for now, and I haven't been up to a lot, so I don't have actually really a lot to input, besides asking, you know, how are you basically, and yeah, I hope you've been well, etc. So anyway, I'll put it back to you, VK5, KJ7 IMO, VK5 ZSH in the Pride Radio Worldwide Net. Back to you there, Kimberly.
VK5ZSH, KJ7 OMO returning. Oh, I wonder what would, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, my mind just went blank. But, yeah. I wonder what it would be like to have a Victor Kilo call sign. Hi. Wouldn't mind going over there one of these days. And say, hey, this is Victor Kilo whatever Oscar Mike Oscar. Hello. Wonder what the reaction would be if I go over there and I got myself a VK call sign quietly without any of you knowing and just, yeah, check in via a local frequency that you happen to be on with the, with an Aussie call sign. Alright, I'm just being silly here. Let's see if Kilo 6 India Romeo Foxtrot is back with us. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Alright, well, it looks like that station had dropped out, unfortunately. So we'll mark them as checked out. And if they're still around, you know, I'll throw them, if they're still hearing me, then I'll throw them some 7.3s their way. You know what? I forgot to actually check to see, well, nah, never mind. Just me thinking out loud. Never mind that. Alright, who else is out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? There's got to be another person out there. There's just got to be more people out there. There's just got to be. So, yeah. Anybody else out there wishing to check in? All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. And you're welcome to share your pronouns if you like. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, she, her, standing by for additional check-ins to the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. And also munching on a little quick snack at the same time, because why not?
Alpha Echo Sierra Bravo. Alpha Echo Zero Sierra Bravo. This is Chris, he, him, or they, them in Kansas City.
Awesome sauce! Alpha Echo Zero, Sierra Bravo, from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, got you down. It would help if I swallowed the food before I talk. I was having a light snack. My apologies. Alright, who else is out there wishing to check in? Alright, Alpha Echo Zero Sierra Bravo, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, go ahead and take it. Alpha Echo Zero Sierra Bravo, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar. If you came back, we didn't hear you, so try your transmission again.
Yeah, Alpha Echo Zero Sierra Bravo. Sorry, I didn't realize that I'm using DroidStar right now, and I didn't realize that it'll, if I navigate away from the app, it'll just disconnect me. So I was doing something else on my phone, and I was like, I haven't heard anything off the net app for a while. But, yeah, I'm here. Yeah, doing okay. Did you have a question or something?
Oh, there you are. Yeah, the DroidStar app does that. Alright, we're gonna, before we kick it back up to Dale there, was there another station wanting to check in? Alright, we have Whiskey Bravo Zero Victor Hotel Foxtrot and Kilo 7 November Whiskey Uniform checking in via Discord. And speaking of check-ins, in case if you can't check in via voice, you're welcome to check in via NetLogger. You can check in via Discord if you have the Pride Radio Group Discord. You can also check in via the YouTube live stream. You can also, there's a chat on the YouTube live stream you can type there, so you're welcome to check in via that. You can also check in via Mastodon. My Mastodon handle is at KJ7OMO at mastodon.radio. At Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, at mastodon.radio. You can also email me your check-ins. My email is kj7omo at gmail.com, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, at gmail.com. You are also welcome to use WinLink to check in. Just send a WinLink message to my call sign, and I'll get you checked in that way too. And if you know my private social media links, and you have to know me very well personally in order to get those, you're welcome to check in via that as well. And with that out of the way, VK5ZSH, KJ7OMO, the mic is yours.
KJ7OMO, VK5ZSH returning. No problems there, Kimberly. I was just trying to actually think of something random to actually talk about. I need to participate in the net a little bit more often, but yeah. Well, I was saying before, medical stuff takes precedence. Yeah. So. Yeah, this week what I've got to do. This week I've got to go back to the opticians and put in my thing for new glasses. So that's gonna set me back $500-600 there. That's Aussie dollary dues there. So yeah, not cheap, but for that I get two pairs of glasses. So that's all right there. Anyway, so it means I can keep one set in my to-go bag and one set just for around home, basically. Luckily, I don't need them all the time. It's just mainly for reading small print, etc. Yeah, my eyes are struggling there. So yeah, I'll put it back to you there, Kimberly, so you can bring the new people in that have checked in. And yeah, morning, afternoon, evening, whichever is applicable to you there, to the new stations checked in. Back to you there, Kimberly, KJ7OMO, VK5ZSH in the group.
Alrighty, VK5ZSH, KJ7OMO returning, not a problem. And it looks like Kilo 1 Alpha Lima Foxtrot has returned briefly, so we'll send it over to her. Go ahead and take it, Brandy. Kilo 1 Alpha Lima Foxtrot, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar. Alright. She's apparently having some issues with her node at the moment. Back to Alpha Echo Zero Sierra Bravo from Kilo Juliet 7. Oscar, Mike Oscar.
It's just really, really cold. And I can't wait for this snow to melt. And I don't know. I guess that's about it from here. I hope I don't totally understand everything that's going on with that. What was his call sign? Something CHP. W0CHP, wasn't it? And the software that he worked for the hotspots that people run. I think I run that actually on a Pi Zero here. But yeah, I kind of got in the head before that he was a jerk. But I don't know. We don't have to talk about it if you don't want to.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, and yeah, he's always been a not so nice fellow. We'll put it that way. For a lot of things. So yeah, I still have some of his friends are still coming after me, but you know, I'll deal with them. I ain't too worried about them. He's trying to convince everybody that he wasn't, removing, my reflectors from the list, but, oh, he was. I mean, he blatantly, mentioned it on his website, that he was, excluding some reflectors from the list, and, my attempts to contact him, regarding that, instead got me, banned from his website and IP blocked. So, yeah. There you go. So, anyways, enough about that idiot. We're at the bottom of the list, so let's see if we have any additional check-ins out there. So if you'd like to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net, all I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you're welcome to share your pronouns if you like. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, and I will be standing by for additional check-ins to the net. Alright, do we have any additional check-ins before we continue on? This is your net control station standing by for additional check-ins to the net. Alright, it's all crickets out there in Radio Land at the moment. So, back to VK5ZSH from KJ7OMO.
Oh, well, I'm not used to it coming around back to me so quickly all the time there. yeah, don't really want to get started on that. How can I politely put it? Douchebag. There we go. Hopefully that doesn't heckle the SEC too much there. Hi. Yeah. Yeah, him and his mates can, take a long walk off a short pier, I guess you could say. Hi. Have to come up with something else there with regards to iStar, etc. Because initially what he was doing, it started off great, but then he's basically gone through and started obfuscating information, which is really annoying. Like, what I mean is, when you went and manually did an update, you would see the change log come up in the window there of what new stuff was being patched for, etc. But now you see bugger all information basically of what's going on, which is really annoying. And on the left-hand side where it's got the status bar, for instance, if you're running DMR and a duplex hotspot, all that you basically got there is the lit up green operational type thing, but you don't know what talk group it's connected to or anything like that. You've got to remember, which is a little bit annoying. And then local RF activity, moving that to the bottom page, that was another thing that's, a little bit annoying. And just little tiny things like that. I can understand why he's done a couple of them, but overall it's just becoming a cop case there. Anyway, I'm going to hop off my soapbox. Back to you there, Kimberly.
Yes, the soapbox. A lot of us need it every now and then. Alright, we'll kick it over. Well, before we kick it over to the next one on the list, Kilo 1 Alpha Lima Foxtrot, are you still with us? Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar.
This is K1ALF. Yes, I'm still here. I just switched from Echolink tied through my repeater system to the Echolink app directly off of my phone. K1ALF, back to net.
Alright, awesome. You are sounding crystal clear and no more buzzing noises. Yeah, it sounded like your microphone on your radio had a grounding issue on your mic, so you may need to check that out. That's what it sounded like to me. But it's good to have you aboard, and welcome to the net. And if you're ever interested in joining the Pride Radio Group, you will need a program called Discord in order to get in there. You could get all the information about the Pride Radio Group from a website called prideradio.group. Again, that is prideradio.group. And we have this net every Sunday at 2 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time, right here on the Pride Radio Network. And of course, you're more than welcome to check connect to the network anytime and throw your call sign out and see who's out there. We're a small network at the moment, so there's probably not going to be much traffic, but we are trying to grow our network. So hopefully here in the future there will be a lot more traffic and hopefully a lot more of repeaters connected as well. Yeah, it's a slow process, but we'll get there eventually. All right. Next station on the list, Alpha Echo Zero Sierra Bravo from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Hey, Alpha Echo Zero Sierra Bravo. Yeah, anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to bring up all that crap, but I don't know. In other news, I got this game, it's like video game handheld thing. It's like an emulator handheld from a company called Retroid, and I can play a bunch of different like retro video games from a bunch of different consoles on it. It's kind of fun. It's been occupying some of my time. Yeah, I don't know. That's something to talk about, I suppose.
Ooh, video game console emulators. Oh, it's been a while since I played one. Yeah, it's a fun way to revive retro games since, you know, these retro gaming consoles are starting to become more and more rare, more and more hard to find. Alright, we're at the bottom of the list. We typically have quite a bit more people than this, but here lately things have been slowing down, so hopefully we get back to our normal numbers here. And speaking of numbers, let's see if we can add some more to the list. If you'd like to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net, all I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you're welcome to share your pronouns if you like. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, she, her, standing by for more check-ins to the net. Let's see if we can get some additional people on there. Come on, people, don't be shy. Come on, people, don't be shy. Pick up your mics and say hi. And spit out your call signs slowly twice and phonetically, of course. Don't make me bring out the Tree Shaker Extreme 9000 Deluxe and shake the tree with it pretty hard. Alright, VK5 ZSH, KJ7, OMO, go ahead and take it back.
KJ7, OMO, VK5. Oh, excuse me, ZSH returning. I haven't much more to add, so I'll allow a couple others more chat time. Hi. Yeah, alright. Put it back to you there, Kimberly, KJ7 RMO, VK5 ZSH.
Not used to having so much airtime, eh, Dale? Well, you know you're going to be put right back on the spotlight here shortly. Kilo 1, speaking of spotlight, let's put the spotlight back on Kilo 1 Alpha Lima Foxtrot, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. You're back in the hot seat.
Being in the hot seat doesn't bother me much at all. I'm I'm a paraplegic, so I spend a lot of time in hot seats, seeing as how I have no other way of getting around. But yeah, being new to the net, it's nice finding this community. It most of the other radio communities that I am a member of, they don't really acknowledge this side of people, or if they do, it's not a comfortable acknowledgement of it. And so this part of my identity does not make it out on the radio. But it's nice finding a place where it is welcome and available. And like I said earlier, I've been seeing the Pride Radio Group Net on NetLogger for a while, but I've always been too busy chasing awards and other groups to really take the time to come check it out and see what goes on here. But yeah, it seems like an interesting group. K1 ALF, back to net.
K1 ALF from KJ7 OMO returning. Yeah, QSL to that. Yeah, there's unfortunately quite a few people out there that are not so friendly to our community, but so that's one of the reasons why we have this group here, so that people so that people out there of marginalized communities can can get together and have a safe place to hang out, and not have to worry about idiots, talking mean things about them or to them. We'll put it that way. And if we do get such a problem person on our network trying to, say mean things to us, then, yeah, we'll boot them out pretty fast. If we're, actively listening, we'll boot them out pretty fast. But, or if somebody else, reports the issue, then we'll surely, deal with it when, as soon as, we become aware of it. So, yeah, we're typically pretty fast at dealing with, people who want to give us a hard time. But, yeah, we're glad that you found us, and yeah, I understand chasing awards on HF. That's pretty fun. But we're glad that you finally took the time to check in via our net and allow you to freely express your true self without having to hold it back. All right, we'll get back with you here in just a little bit, Brandy. But in the meantime, we're gonna toss it back to Alpha Echo 0 Sierra Bravo from Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Alpha Echo 0 Sierra Bravo Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar. Uh-oh. We're losing somebody.
Alpha Echo
Here we
0
go.
Sierra Bravo. Playing Pokemon. Not doing much. I think I might go to sleep soon.
Roger, Roger. Yeah, you do sound a bit tired, so we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and drop you off the list, and I'll say 7-3s to you, and you have a good night and sleep well. Or at least try to sleep well. Alright, thanks for being on the net. Alright, who else is out there wishing to check into the net? All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. And you're welcome to share your pronouns if you like. Do we have any other check-ins out there at this time? Please come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. Alright, back to VK5ZSH from KJ7OMO.
KJ7OMO, VK5ZSH returning. Yeah, no problems there, Kimberly. And welcome to, I think it was Brandy there, K1ALF there. Yeah, you're more than welcome to come on in and join us, etc. There's always someone here that's lurking around, that's for sure. So, yeah, you're more than welcome to join us, and yeah, come in at any time, basically. So, because I'm always lurking around. I've got a handheld that's always on, either DMR or All-Star, etc. So, yeah. There's plenty of ways of actually connecting into the network. Kimberly runs a multi-mode network over her side, and over here in Australia, Tony, VK3JD, also runs a multi-mode network, and they're both connected together there. So there's an Australian network and a US. Hopefully we might get someone over in Europe there that'll a European multi-mode network, which would be good there. So that would then cover most of the world there for us there for the Pride Radio stuff. But it's hard to get Europeans to come on in anyway because of the time there, because it's what 03:33 UTC at the UTC at the moment. So very early there, and it's 2 p.m. here in Australia. Well, 5 minutes past 2 where I am there. So anyway, I'll throw it back to you there, Kimberly. KJ7 OMO, VK5 ZSH.
VK5ZSH from KJ7OMO returning. Yeah, roger that. Yeah, we have a... Yeah, our network supports the, all the different analog and digital voice systems out there. So regardless of, whether you have an analog radio or a DMR radio, fusion radio, or a D-Star radio, or what have you, any type of radio, if it's a digital, it'll connect. If it's analog, it'll connect. If it's your PC or smartphone, it'll connect. Yeah, we have lots of different ways we can get in the network. And we do have a small number of repeaters that carry our network currently. Some of them are listed. From my understanding, there are some other digital repeaters also carrying our network, but I haven't been able to get the information on them. So we may have a lot more repeaters than what we know about. So yeah, there's different ways you can get in, and we're always accepting new repeaters to our system as well. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, and but yeah, my multimode system is permanently connected to an Australian multimode system. So yeah. So yeah, our network is multinational, and like Dale said, we're hoping that we'll find somebody in Europe to host a hub and to host a multimode system over in Europe and connect it to ours. That way, we'll have even more coverage. But yeah, I mean, once in a while, somebody from Europe does typically connect to either the U.S. or Australian servers, so there's that. But yeah, we would still like to have, additional systems out there. So hopefully we'll be able to get that going in the future. But yeah, back over to you, Brandy. K1AOF, KJ7OMO.
Having to wait the 3 to 5 seconds before starting talking is a hard habit to get into. I'm used to HF and VHF, UHF, where you just hit the push to talk and start talking. Yeah, when I get my UHF or my 70 centimeter repeater antenna up a bit higher where I have better coverage, I'd be happy to host the nets on my local repeater. I don't know that any of the local people here would join the net, but I wouldn't turn down not hosting, but having my repeater broadcasting the net. I don't know that anybody in the area is going to tune in on my little repeater that's got a 12-mile coverage at the moment, but yeah, this seems like a good group. I definitely want to see what I can do in the future to help it grow. K1 ALF, back to net.
K1ALF from KJ7OMO returning. Yeah, all we're gonna do is, turn that whole area, rainbow. Well, hey, if the local area doesn't like it, oh well, it's your repeater. You could put whatever you want on it. But you never know. I mean, there could be, another fellow community member in there just, in the closet, afraid to make themselves known, so that, that repeater will definitely help in that regard. But yeah. We definitely look forward to the additional coverage, and yeah, we thank you for offering it, and we'll gladly accept it. We always do. Even if it's in not so nice areas. I mean, we'll just deal with the not so nice people if they ever come up. We might even have a little fun with them and troll them for a bit. Who knows? Sometimes it's fun to poke the bear, if you know what I mean, but yeah, anyways, I'm just being a naughty lady here. Okay, All right, we're at the bottom of the list, so who else is out there wishing to check in? This is your net control station, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, and I'm looking for more check-ins to the Worldwide Pride Net, which is also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. Please come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and your pronouns if you like, and we'll get you checked in. Yeah, it's all crickets out there at the moment. Back to VK5 ZSH KJ7 OMO.
Oh, well, I'm really running out of things to talk about here. Besides this, nice of Brandy to make the offer there of linking their repeater into the network. That will be good. Even if we may not get too many takers there, but at least there, Brandy, will make it easier for yourself there to link into it, etc. And when you're out away from home or what have you, you'll still be able to stay connected there. Not sure what else to say, etc. There. So yeah, I'll put it back to you there, Kimberly. Hopefully, some more people will come in to add to the conversation. You might have to bring out the tree shaker there and get it all warmed up, etc. Because I know it's cold over there in America at the moment, so you might want to put it there just idling away so it can warm up there. Hi. All right, back to you there, Kimberly KJ7 OMO, VK5 ZSH.
Roger. Well, I got the tree shaker fired up, and it's warming up, and we'll be shaking some trees here pretty soon, and hopefully more people will drop off the tree and say hi to us. Yeah, I remember when our nets used to get about, 15, 16 people at a time. It was awesome, but here lately it's been slowing down. But hopefully we'll get that traffic back up again. But in the meantime, we're going to send it back to K1ALF from KJ7 OMO.
All right, K1ALF, thank you for the handoff there, Kimberly. And Dale, it's nice making your acquaintance as well. I've talked to a couple of folks from Australia via Echolink on other RagChew nets, and it's always interesting listening to folks from your area talk, because to my ear, y'all just sound so different, and it's nice to hear the different accent and the different way words are said and used. But yeah, Kimberly, I totally understand poking the bear from time to time. It's fun, but it can lead to some messy situations as well. And in the community I live in, I have to be extremely careful about that so that nothing I do rolls back on my teenage daughter, who goes to high school with the other teenage kids of the bears that would be poked in the area. So, I have to be a little aware, a little more aware of which bears get poked. But yeah, I agree. Poking the bear can be fun sometimes. K1 ALF back to net.
K1 ALF from KJ7 OMO returning. Yeah, I totally get you there. And yes, I'm also I'm pretty picky with what bears I poke. And if I do poke, I might poke a little bit, but I'm not gonna poke the bear too much because yeah, I definitely don't want to get into a situation where I can't get out of. But yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from. And you're in a a state that is not friendly at all to our community. And I feel really bad for your daughter being in a school that's surrounded by that's surrounded by those type of people. So yeah, it's not a fun place to be, but yeah, what can you do? I just hope that things will change for the better one of these days, and these people will come to their senses and not do things to bring our community down. Anyways, we're at the bottom of the list, so I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but who else is out there wishing to check in? Please come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and we'll get you added to the list. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar, standing by for additional check-ins to the net. Alright, there's nothing on that tree, so we're gonna attach the souped up tree shaker to this next tree here and see if anybody else drops off of it. Hi. Is there anybody else out there wishing to check in? Any other check-ins? Please come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and we'll get you checked in. Oh boy, nothing out there. Back to you, Dale. VK5ZSH, KJ7 OMO.
Yeah, thanks there, Kimberly. Yeah, you have to be careful who you poke and what have you. You don't want the locals coming and throwing their sandals up on your roof, high. Yeah, I get enough problems here, and yeah, I think it's because a friend and I, we sit on a Simplex channel, and we talk about just about anything and everything and what have you, and some of it can be rather political or non-political, etc. And yeah, I know a lot of people when I pop up on the local nets, etc. There's a couple of people that show their disgust when I pop up on the net, because I either get someone that's yawning at the end of my over, or there's some oddball that'll sit there and drop carriers over the top of me, etc. So I'm not a very liked person. I go around my own city here, so I'm not bothered. You know, I'm not backwards coming forwards. So it gets me in trouble, but that's probably partly because being on the spectrum, etc., that happens, and yeah, obviously people don't like the way I communicate things or what have you. So I leave them to themselves, and just you know, all you can do is just laugh at them, basically. And yeah, as they say, laughter is the best medicine. So yeah, you just laugh at the idiots there. Anyway, back to you there, Kimberly, KJ7, OMO, VK5, ZSH in the group.
VK5, ZSH, KJ7, OMO returning. Yeah, I hear you there. I'm also on the autism spectrum, and it's not easy. It's not easy being on the spectrum. You know, a lot of people, they don't understand you. They just think that, oh well, they'll just think you're a weird one, or a lazy one, or an annoying one, or whatever, and you know they just don't get it. You know, those on the spectrum, you know, they're just different. You know, they can't, you know, they can't communicate as though, you know, well as they would like. So, yeah, life is not easy for them. I mean, I know this because, again, I'm on the spectrum too. So, you know, it's not easy. But, you know, we do the best we can, though. And, yeah. Yeah, I'm not very well liked in my area either, unfortunately. Mainly because I like to transmit a digital signal on the VHF calling frequency, so now everybody hates me because I transmitted a digital signal on 146.520 megahertz. And another reason why they hate me is because, well, I'm transgender. So, of course, they're going to hate me for that reason, too. And they even made it very clear on the airways when they were, you know, talking to each other that they do not like me for being trans, and they do not like me for transmitting digital signals in, you know, on the calling frequency. So, there you go. And on HF... very often on HF, there would be some idiot that would try and jam my signals. Either prevent other people from hearing me, or prevent me from hearing other people. And there are also instances where, like, a group of them would hop on my frequency after I call CQ, and then they start, you know, talking to each other really nasty homophobic and transphobic things about me, and, yeah, forced me to get off the frequency and, you know, continue my CQing elsewhere. So, yeah, there's a lot of, you know, a lot of not so nice folks out there, unfortunately. But, what can you do? Back to K1 ALF from KJ7 OMO.
Alright, this is K1 ALF. Thank you, Kimberly, for the handoff. I know I said in AIM earlier that I saw you were a member of OMIS. I am as well. I would love to catch you on the net sometime and work you, get you in the log, but, you know, that'll happen if and when it does. I tend to hang out on the 40 and 80 meter nets, and I do a lot of logging for the 80 meter nets. But yeah, I'd love to work you on HF and be able to talk with a little bit less of a delay in transmission times with having to go through Echolink and D-Star and all the other digital intermediaries to hold a conversation. But, and I know on the net, on an Ole Miss net, couldn't really do that, but, you know, maybe someday we could catch up on a HF frequency outside of the net and just have a QSO. Anyway, K1, ALF, back to net.
K1 ALF from KJ7, OMO returning QSL to that. Yeah, I would love to work you on HF as well. Unfortunately, it's going to be very difficult at the moment because of a number of things. One, both of my 100 watt radios bit the dust. One of them stopped receiving altogether, and its VFO became unstable. It's a vintage rig, so go figure. The other one, my IC718, I had a lot of RF in the shack, and unfortunately the RF in the shack fried the radio to death. And I attempted to repair that radio, but I wound up permanently damaging I don't know how many hundred microscopic components on the main board. So, yeah, that radio is out of commission too, permanently. So I am left with a QRP rig, a 10 watt QRP rig that I put together from a kit, the MicroBitX version 6. So that's all I have to work with on HF at the moment. And to make matters worse, my long wire antenna got torn down, and I wasn't the one that tore it down, by the way. It got torn down by some idiot. So the only thing I have for HF right now is a 102-inch whip antenna tuned for the chicken band, or 11-meter chicken band. I am able to tune that antenna down to 40 meters, since I got a, long wire counterpoise on it, so I am able to tune down to 40 meters, but it is extremely deaf, and it doesn't get out there very well on 40 meters. It's also deaf on 20, believe it or not, it's also pretty darn deaf on 10 and 11. So, yeah. That's all I have to work with for HF at the moment. Now, I do have a off-center fed dipole that I have in storage, but I don't have a place I could put that up. Well, not without somebody coming down to help me put it up. But nobody is willing to help me put that antenna up. So, yeah, at the moment, I don't really have much for HF. And as much as I would like to buy a new 100-watt radio, I can't afford it right now. So instead, I'm just waiting for, a miracle to happen. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, some kind of miracle. But anyways, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, we can still try and work each other on HF, but, again, it's going to be difficult due to my circumstances. But we'll see. I mean, things happen. I mean, I did manage to, work a few people on the digital HF modes with this terrible setup that I have, so you never know. Anyways, we're at the bottom of the list once again, so folks, I know there's somebody else out there. If you'd like to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net, please come forward with your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically. And if you like, you may share your pronouns too. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, standing by for any additional check-ins to the net. Alrighty, back to VK5ZSH from KJ7OMO.
KJ7RMO, VK5ZSH returning. Yeah, I would love to be able to work the US a little bit more often and that there on HF. Unfortunately, I'm restricted to 10 watts at the moment. I'm waiting for the Australian class license stuff to go through, which is happening, a bit under a month now away, where the ACMA is taking back control of stuff, and the WIA will be doing all the testing, so it doesn't have to go through the Australian Maritime College there. I don't know why they wanted to do amateur radio stuff for, because, it turned out to be a cock case with it. It took them 3 months for them to do a call sign change for me, and yeah, that was rather annoying, and yeah, people were waiting that had done a test and stuff were waiting, 6 weeks or longer to, know whether they've passed or what have you, which was, not great there. So anyway, so the ACMA is basically taking back control of it, which is good because we won't have to pay licensing fees, etc. now, going over to the class license. You just pay a fee for your call sign, which is anywhere between $30 to $57 Australian dollar dues. That is for the call sign, and you have it for life then, basically. So it just depends on what sort of call sign you want, whether it's just a normal 3-letter call, or if you want a 2-letter call, you pay a little bit more for it, basically. So, and it turns out testing and everything like that will be cheaper. So I'm waiting for all that to go through, and then I'm going to, meantime, I'm studying for my advanced license. So hang on, let me take another chunk.
Taking another chunk.
I'll be aiming
Taking another
to
chunk
go
at
for
it.
my advanced license. So that will allow me to put out a whole 400 watts then. But not that I'll be doing that anyway, because my station here purely runs off of battery and solar. So I'll have to get a little bit bigger battery bank going to be able to, do 400 watts, but I'll probably just run barefoot anyway at 100 watts, because that's all my radio is going to do. And I'm not too interested in actually building an amp and stuff like that to be able to do,
it's possible.
to do 400 watts. You can't get through to someone on 100 watts. 400 watts is a real big difference when you're looking at a DX point of view there. So that's how I look at it. Because what's the dB gain there? I think going from 100 watts to 400 watts, I think it's a 6 dB gain. I think it is. Which it's not a real lot at the end of the day, anyway. All right, I'll put it back to you there, Kimberly KJ7, IMO, VK5, ZSH.
VK5 ZSH KJ7 OMO returning. Yeah, that is some excellent news for Australians. It's time that their government retake control over amateur radio licensing again. because it was ridiculous that those third-party institutions would, make it really tough on Aussies to get their license. So kudos to the ACMA for finally dealing with the huge elephant in the room. But yeah, it's a win-win for everybody down there. Cheaper license, cheaper testing, and you don't have to renew your license and pay every year anymore. You just get the license one time and you're done. Just, check in with them every 5 years to let them know, hey, I'm still alive, and yes, I'm still using my call sign. So, yeah. It's good to know that y'all get to have lifetime licenses. That's pretty dang good. But, yeah. We're gonna toss it back over to K1ALF from KJ7OMO. I'm getting hungry. I didn't say that on the air, by the way. I'm just getting hungry. Oh my god. Oh, shoot. I'm okay. I accidentally cut myself while I was trying to open up a box. No big deal. Kilo 1 Alpha Lima Foxtrot from Kilo Juliet 7. Oscar, Mike Oscar.
This is K1ALF. I thought I hit the transmit button, but apparently it didn't take. Anyway, Dale, sadly I missed most of what you were saying. They had gotten to me over on the OMISnet, and I had to jump over there and make a couple of calls real quick, but I caught the tail end of what you were saying. But I don't really know the whole of what you said, so I can't really comment. But
Ooh.
and I was going to say something else, and I totally forgot it now. The joys of trying to be involved in two nets at the same time. K1ALF, back to net.
K1ALF from KJ7. Oh, I'm returning. No worries, it happens to the best of us. Even I forget what I want to say sometimes. The joys of getting older. I mean, I'm only a millennial myself, but dang. Anyways, we're at the bottom of the list, so, do we have any additional stations out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? All I need are your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you're welcome to share your pronouns if you like. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, she, her, standing by for any additional check-ins to the net. Do we have any additional check-ins to the net before we carry on? Please come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. Alright, Dale, back to you. BK5ZSH, KJ7OMO.
Okay, thanks there, Kimberly. Brand yeah, I was just commenting. I'd love to be able to work the US a little bit more often and frequently there on SSB, but I'm restricted to 10 watts at the moment there, and plus my ham radio station as well. It's pure solar and battery setup, so I don't actually have any mains. Power supply, etc., for running my station. So, but yeah, the other thing I was commenting on was that we're going to class license over here in Australia there, and the ACMA is taking back all the testing and stuff like that, which is good. And we only have to pay for our call sign once off, so we don't have a yearly license fee anymore because of the class license, etc. But on other news there though, over in England, their foundation license thing that they've got over there, they're actually upping the output power for foundation licenses over there. So now foundation licensees are able to do 20 watts, which is good because you've got to actually be careful of the radio that you buy, etc., because it may be able to do low power of 5 watts, like what I'm talking about, some mobile rigs for say VHF, UHF. But then your next power output might be 20 watts. So it goes 5 watts, 20 watts, then say 50 watts or 40 watts, depending on the band, etc. Because UHF generally a little bit lower output power there. Hang on, I'll take another chunk. So yeah, it's actually good of them doing that there over in the RSB there over in Great Britain. So I have to actually sit down and have a chat to the ACMA at some stage. I had a chat to them on Friday and had a chat to a lovely lady there, which helped me out with a heap of information, etc., that I was after. And yeah, I've got to reply back to her email that she sent through to me with this information, and actually place a couple of questions in there that I actually asked that she couldn't actually answer for me. So what she's going to do is when I reply to her email, she's going to up that information to the appropriate department that control all the testing and everything to do with the amateur radio related stuff. So because what I'm interested in them actually trying to bring out is actual open book testing, because it's great that some people have got really good short-term memory, etc., and they're able to remember questions and answers, etc. That's like nice and good, etc. But there's some people like myself. Even though the questions are, multiple choice, etc., but I get easily confused straight off with what the question is being asked to me. So people say, oh, it's multiple choice. You pick the logical answer. Well, that's well and good, but if the question starts off being illogical to me, how am I to pick the logical answer out of it? So I'm wanting actually, have things where it's set as a open book, especially on the theory side of things. If hang on, let me take another chunk. If you can actually prove that you can look up the answer, either that being in a book there, or online, or something like that, etc., whilst you're doing the testing, and prove that you're able to find your answer that way. Well and good. I hold that to more of a higher standard than someone that can actually, remember 1,000 questions and answers, basically. Because the reason why I say 1,000 questions and answers, because that is exactly how much is in the question pool for the theory of the Australian exams. And the weird thing is, the people that do the testing and that, well, it's always been the case here in Australia, they don't share that question and answer pool to anyone. So I guess it is to actually prevent those people there that do memorise and have good memory. But the New Zealand mob have a very good online thing, online study thing there, which is good. So anyway, I've waffled there for probably 10 odd minutes there. I don't know. Anyway, I'll put it back to you, Kimberly. KJ7 OMO VK5 ZSH in the group.
Okay, VK5 ZSH KJ7 OMO returning. No worries. Yeah, it's alright. No worries about waffling on. Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, it's kind of interesting that England is, the UK has decided to put their give their foundation licensees, access to 20 watts instead of 10. Very interesting. Though it's still ridiculous, though, because, 10 watts for you as a foundation, 20 watts for England or UK people foundation. Well, our equivalent of foundation, which is the technician license, it gives technician class licensees up to 1,500 watts on VHF, UHF, and above. And even though HF is heavily restricted for technician class licensees, they could still do, I think, either 200 or 250 watts. I think it's 250 watts for, 10 meters on for technician class folks. And the CW only 15, 40, and 80 meters that they have, they also get to have 250 watts on that as well. And once they upgrade to general, then, of course, they'll have, up to 1,500 watts clear across the board, except for a couple bands, but the two bands are, universal to everybody, regardless if they have, an extra class or a technician or a general or whatever. The 30 meter band is limited to, I think, 200. I think it's 200 watts, if I'm not mistaken, for everybody. And the 60 meter band is limited to 100 watts for everybody, though the FCC is talking about lowering that to 15 watts, I think, which is really stupid, but yeah. But other than those restrictions, general class and above will have 1500 watts clear across the board, and technician class will have 1500 watts above above HF, and then 250 watts on HF, even though, what they can access on HF is extremely limited. So, yeah, kind of silly that other countries would limit their newer licensees, to a ridiculous low power. But, yeah, they run their stuff however they want it, I guess. Alright, back to K1ALF from KJ7OMO.
Yay, I got the transmit button engaged this time. Yeah, what really gets me on the testing, the things in the test, you don't actually use in day-to-day operations. I mean, it's mostly stuff that is not used. I mean, why, as a operator, why do you need to know the propagation properties of this type of antenna and this certain orientation unless you're designing and building antennas? I mean, as just a general operator, somebody's just going to go stick the antenna up and connect to it and transmit, as long as why, I don't know if I'm even making sense, but most of the information for the test that I spent, or for the extra class test that I spent 6 months studying for, I don't use it. I don't even remember most of it. But the testing for the different license levels don't make a lot of sense to me, but I don't know that there's anybody that actually thinks they make the test questions actually make sense. Anyway, I think I'm rambling, so K1 ALF back to net.
K1 ALF from KJ7 OMO returning, yeah. I kind of have a hard time wrapping my mind around the testing stuff as well. And all that stuff, but I could tell you something, though. New Zealand has done it right with their radio testing. So, what they do is they make their people take a 40-question test. I think that's what it is. It's a fairly difficult test, but, they make them take the test. And once they, pass the test, they're given like a 3-month, I think, probation period with a limited license. And what they have to do is make 50 QSOs. Once they have their 50 QSOs, they will have to wait until the end of their probation period before they submit their QSO logs. And once they submit the QSO logs and everything is reviewed, and the New Zealand government reviews everything and whatnot, that person would then be upgraded to the equivalent of an extra class license. And that's all they have to do. Basically, it's an immediate jump from the equivalent of technician to the equivalent of extra. And then they don't have to, do any more testing or do anything else. They're fully licensed. So, yeah. New Zealand has done it right, and I wish, that style of licensing would be available everywhere, including here in the U.S. But, anyways, I'm rambling as well, so, let's go ahead and put it out there, take a peek out at Radioland, and see who else is out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net. Please come forward with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you're welcome to share your pronouns if you like. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, she, her, and I'm standing by for additional check-ins to the net. Yeah, it's pretty much dead out there, ain't it? Not much tonight. Not much going on tonight. VK5ZSH, KH87, OMO. Go ahead and take it.
Yeah, no problems there, Kimberly. As for the rambling, there's no problems with us rambling there this afternoon, evening, there your way and Brandy's way, because there's only the three of us on, so we might as well just ramble on there anyway. New Zealand do have it, the amateur radio stuff worked out there with the way that they do it, I forgot to mention the way that they do their testing, etc. Rich is good there. What else I could really mention? Not a lot, because I've waffled on a little bit there. So I'll give you two a chance to have extra long waffle overs there. Hi. All right, back to you there, Kimberly. KJ7 Arlo, VK5 ZSH.
Alrighty, no comment at this time. So I'll pass it back to K1ALF from KJ7 OMO.
Okay, K1ALF. So, is it politic or okay to ask what y'all do job-wise? I myself am a stay-at-home parent. I'm disabled and can't hold a full-time job due to pain from the rods in my back where I broke my back, which it was a job-related accident that caused it. I was a volunteer firefighter responding to a call and wrecked my personal vehicle and shattered my T5 vertebrae, and so I've been in a wheelchair for just shy of 13 years now. Wow, it's hard to believe it's been that long. But besides from being a volunteer firefighter, I was an electronics technician. I worked on all kinds of high-speed packaging machinery and anything electronics related. I could take it apart and diagnose and fix it and put it back together. And I still tinker around with stuff like that. So I'm very mechanically inclined, and I enjoy taking things apart and tinkering with them. Anyway, K1, ALF, back to net.
KJ7 OMO, your net control station returning. Last I checked, talking about your job history isn't political. But, yeah, well, it's awesome that you were a firefighter, and we do thank you for the service that you provided, and yeah, it's pretty cool that you were tinkering with electronics as well. Yeah, it sucks though that you had that unfortunate accident and it rendered you unable to perform your job anymore. But yeah, it sucks, but at least you're still kicking, and you're able to check in with us tonight. But yeah. Oh, darn. I'm starting to run out of things to say here. If we don't get more people added to the net here soon, I might just, shut things down for the night. Speaking of adding more people, we're at the bottom of the list, so, yeah, is there anybody else out there wishing to check in? Anybody else out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? Please come forward with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, and we'll get you checked in. Is there any other stations out there wishing to check in? Please come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. Alright, we do have third-party traffic from Xanatax, who is still working on their ham radio license, and they hope that they will be licensed here soon and be able to join us on the air. They've been a long time, observer of the net, and they are eager to, to finally get their, their ham radio ticket and be able to to really join us on the air. And for those of you who are unable to check in via voice, you're welcome to check in via NetLogger. You can check in via the YouTube live stream. There's a chat feature on there. You can check in via the via Discord if you have access to the Pride Radio Group Discord server. Let's see, and yes, you can also use WinLink for your check-ins. You can check in via WinLink by sending a message to my call sign. You can also check in via Mastodon. My Mastodon is at KJ7OMO at mastodon.radio, at Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar at mastodon.radio. You can also email me your check-ins. My email is kj7omo at gmail.com, Kilo Juliet 7 Oscar Mike Oscar at gmail.com. If you know me well enough and you have access to my private social media links, you can check in via that as well. And if you're not yet a licensed ham, I encourage you to, study for your licenses and, get your ham radio ticket so you can join in on the fun, because you're missing out if you don't. With all that out of the way, back to VK5ZSH KJ7OMO.
KJ7IMO, VK5, ZSH returning. I did have something I was going to say, but I've totally forgot it. Oh, that's right, yeah. Brandy was asking what we all do. Unfortunately, I'm in the same situation as you, Brandy. I'm on disability. I've got a disc in my neck that's decided to play up, and it's compressing itself, and in turn, because of it, it gives me nerve issues there. So my nerves aren't good these days. So I have problems with restless legs, etc. So I twitch around and what have you. But I'm the same. I'm technically minded, etc. But trying to do fine electronics work these days is a bit of a pain because it's so easy to knock SMD stuff off the board when you twitch at the wrong time with a hot soldering iron, etc. So it makes things interesting. I'll put it that way. So that's my situation there. But I've always been active. I've worked in the electronics field, and I've also worked as a bicycle courier, etc. So rather active, etc. In that aspects there. So I'll put it back to you there, Kimberly. KJ7IMO, VK5 ZSH.
VK5ZSH, KJ7OMO returning. I totally forgot to answer that question, and my apologies. As for what I do, well, I'm also on disability, but they put me on disability for mental health reasons. We'll put it that way. But yeah, they deemed me unfit for work because of my mental health, so they put me on disability. That's just how it is. Back to Kilo 1 Alpha Lima Foxtrot, Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Hey, YouTube viewer, welcome.
I guess the reason ham radio is so popular in the disabled community is it lets us talk and network over a greater area. But yeah, I was actually kind of interested in ham radio before I was disabled, but never really done anything with that interest until after I was disabled. I got the initial seed of interest when I was in Scouts as a young kid. One of the Scoutmasters was a ham operator, and he'd bring his HF rig out, and we'd put up a center-fed dipole and run the radio off the car battery and see who we could dial in at night on the camping trips. So that's where I got my initial seed of interest, and then didn't do anything with it or about it until after I was paralyzed and had copious amounts of free time on my hands. But yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy I do a lot of HF nets, doing awards type nets, just to kill a lot of time. And then I do quite a few local nets on 2-meter repeater, on the local 2-meter repeaters here around the house. And so I get a good mix of semi-local folks and then folks from all across the U.S. and the occasional DX contact overseas or in Europe or down Australia way, or Panama, Puerto Rico, things like that. But I enjoy it. Anyway, K1 ALF back to net.
K1 ALF from KJ7 OMO returning. Yeah, roger that. Well, I've always had an interest in, electronics and radios and whatnot since I was just a wee little kid. I had my start in radio with, CB radios, and that's how I got started. And then, I would, off and on be playing with CBs, and then FRS, GMRS radios, I would off and on be playing with those as well throughout the years, going back and forth between CB and, the other one. And then, I don't remember how I heard about ham radio, but I believe there was a, because see, I was at a park one time, just a local city park, and there was this guy that had had his truck on there, and he had a radio operation going, and I was curious about that, and explained what he was doing, and I took interest in it, and he got me all scheduled for the exam that many years ago, but well, unfortunately, things with my life happened. Very bad things happened. And circumstances beyond my control forced me to not pursue the ham radio, hobby due to some very serious life problems. It was I was going through a combination of legal problems and not being able to stay at home. I was, basically in a homeless shelter for a while, facing legal problems. But I have since had those, problems resolved, and I was able to, return home. So, yeah, it was an unfortunate thing. And then throughout the remainder of those years, I tried off and on to get scheduled for ham radio, examining, but none of the people in my area wanted to have anything to do with me. And at the time, it was because I asked them if they had an afternoon exam available, because I couldn't make it, at 9 a.m. in the morning. That's not a good time for me. And because I asked for an afternoon exam, they basically wanted nothing to do with me, and they, ghosted me. And it wasn't until the pandemic started that I finally was able to get my ham radio license, because by then everything became remotely tested. There was no more in-person testing to be had, so they had to, switch to remote testing. So it was through remote testing that I was able to get my ham radio license. I started off with a technician class license, and then 2 months later...
I'm out.
And then 2 months later, I, through remote testing, was able to upgrade to general. So, yeah, even though the pandemic was an awful thing, it did bring about good things, and that was the ability to do, one of them was the my ability to get my license remotely. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anyways, now I'm here with y'all. Alright, we're at the bottom of the list, so, who else is out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? All I need are your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically, and you're welcome to share your pronouns if you like. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, she, her, standing by for additional check-ins to the net.
KC3VIU, Kilo Charlie 3, Victor India
Well,
Uniform.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? KC3VIU, welcome back. We'll stick you back into your previous spot there. And we'll go ahead and... Yeah, we'll go ahead and call you right now, and then, but we'll call you again, because, yeah, I don't want to have to rearrange the rotation of the net. So, KC3VIU, go for it, KJ7OMO.
Yeah, this is Phoebe, KC3VIU. I've been intermittently sleeping throughout the net, and I woke up and you've said some things recently that have given me some hope, but I feel that I may have lost over the past couple days and weeks. I appreciate your sharing some of your situation there, and as I said, you've brought about some additional hope that that I didn't know that I was unwilling to face. Let me put it that way. So I'll go ahead and send it back to you, KJ7RMO, send it back to net control, that is.
Alrighty, Phoebe, welcome back to the net, and, yeah, oh, what was I was gonna comment on what you said, but my brain short-circuited. Darn, I hate it when that happens. Hopefully it'll come back to me. Anyways, before we kick it back up to the top of the list, is there any other stations wishing to check in? Alright, VK5ZSH, KJ7OMO, back to you.
Thanks, Kimberly, and welcome back to Phoebe there. By the sounds of it, having none of that there in the chair, I gather. I do that there myself sometimes in the evening. Get woken up with your head slumping forwards, and unfortunately, good thing because of the compressing disc that I've got in my neck. I shouldn't be falling asleep in the chair. And just worked Columbia there. Minus 21 dB into Columbia. I'll take that. Anyway, I will put it back to you there, Kimberly, KJ7IMO, VK5ZSH.
VK5ZSH, KJ7, I'm returning. Yeah, it happens to the best of us. KC3VIU, since you were on this spot in the rotation previously, and we're gonna call you next, KJ7OMO.
Yeah, that's no problem. I was just saying that I'm grateful for your speaking about some of your life circumstances, and I'm sorry you went through those things, or I shouldn't say I'm sorry. Technically, that's for things I can correct. I feel bad that you went through those things, but I'm grateful that you're here, and you've been inspirational. Believe it or not, yes, that's true. And I just going through some difficult times right now, and like I said, I'm grateful for your frankness. Working Columbia at minus 23 dBs, that's unreal. That has to be one of those digital modes, like something that's way better than like Olivia or something else like that. It's just, it impresses me how far down some of these modes work, and that just fascinates the bejesus out of me. I mean, just, it's unreal. I'm also suffering from a little bit of fatigue yet, but I love all these different modes, all these different ways of communicating, symbols through the different modes. It's so damn cool. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and send it back to Net Control. This is KC3VIU, back to KJ7OMO.
There we go. It would help if they, if I didn't have, if the my web browser didn't cover up the software that I'm using to transmit to y'all at the moment on the computer. All right. But yeah, things happened, and it is what it is. But anywho, we'll send it right back to K1 to ALF from KJ7OMO.
This is K1ALF. Thank you. Yeah, I had CVs growing up, and I don't really consider CVs part of the ham radio journey because I grew up in a time where CV usage, or I grew up in a time and place where CV usage was the normal. I grew up in very rural northeast Alabama, and pretty much everybody had a CB in their vehicle because I started driving in the late or mid 90s, so very, very well before the advent of cell phones. I'm on the tail end of Gen X, age-wise, so not quite a millennial, but we're close to the same age group there. I'm in the tail end of Gen X. But yeah, so growing up, having a CB, that was something pretty much everybody had. And so CBs, like I said, were not, I didn't see that as part of my radio journey because that was, you didn't have to have a license for it. It was just when you got your vehicle, if it didn't have a, if it was a used vehicle, it didn't come with one, you went to the gas station, bought one, and threw it in. So, and ham radio was, you had to do the Morse code testing and then all the other testing required at the time to get a license and call signs. I didn't do anything really with the ham radio stuff until 2016, I think, is when I got my technician license. And I sat at technician for 2 or 3 years, until I went and got my general and sat on general for several years and made it up to extra class 2 or 3 years ago. And you were talking to Kimberly, you said something about not being able to do afternoon testing in your area. Where I'm at, most of the radio clubs in the area will host testing at the monthly meetings, and some of them do their testing in the morning, some of them in the afternoon, and then most of the big ham gatherings, ham fest, in the area or within a several state area do all day testing, and you just go at whatever time you want to take your test and sign up, you sign up online before and go show up to take your test at your assigned time. So to me, it's odd that you had trouble finding somewhere to get an afternoon test. But I guess that's just a function of where you're located and the community there, or more likely if the clubs in the area knew you were trans and were not very accepting of that fact, that they were just putting up roadblocks to try to keep you out of the community. But I'm glad you persevered and found a way to get your license and get on the air. Anyway, K1 ALF, back to net.
K1 ALF from KJ7, OMO returning. Yeah, copy that. Well, the people in my area are jerks anyways, so go figure. I'm in Yuma, Arizona, so, yeah, the locals here they're not very nice. You know, the majority of them are, let's say they are older than you are, and they are very much set in their ways. And if we don't do things their way, then they won't, give us the time of day. That's just how they are. They do everything, early in the morning, and that's just how they work. But due to incompatibilities with my schedule, their schedule doesn't work with me. So, it is what it is. But, I was able to get my ticket anyway, and, thanks to, the coronavirus. So, yeah. And, as for Extra Class, I did try to upgrade to Extra, but unfortunately I failed quite miserably in the exam, so I've got a lot more studying to do before I will spend another 10 or 15 bucks on another exam, because, I don't want to have to fail it again. So, yeah, I've got a lot of studying to do. It's so doggone difficult getting extra class, but if I don't procrastinate, if I quit procrastinating, I'll get it eventually. But hey, at least I got my general, and at least I have some HF capabilities now, so better than nothing. But yeah, sadly, the good majority of the members of my local club are very conservative, and they do not like the gay and trans community, let alone the other parts of the LGBTQ plus community. So yeah, they don't like any of us, unfortunately. So yeah, it is what it is. Anywho, we're at the bottom of the list once again. So who else is out there wishing to check into the Worldwide Pride Net, also known as the Pride Radio Group Net? Please come now with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically, if you'd like to get checked in. Any other check-ins out there? Any other check-ins? Please come forward with your call sign slowly, twice, and phonetically. Alrighty, back to VK5 ZSH KJ7 OMO.
Thanks there, Kimberly. Yeah, if things get a bit fuzzy or whatever, hopefully I don't. I'm just moving around at the moment because getting a little bit sore there. Because I'm not sure what it is that's making my legs ache so badly. And as not for sitting for too long or what have you, because I get the problem in bed as well, which is really annoying because it wakes me up, and then when that happens, I find it really hard to get back to sleep. It then ends up becoming a sort of a mental challenge to try and relax as much as you can and try not to think about it, etc. So, yeah. Just saying on a different note, there to change topics around a little bit. My veggie garden's going not too bad. I've got some zucchini.
Here comes a helicopter overhead.
And they're flowering. So hopefully we'll get some zucchini and tomato plants are going silly at the moment.
Yay, free back massage!
Chili bush that I've got.
Thank you, helicopter.
It's just going absolutely crazy. Chili all over it, and yeah, every time I look at it, I swear it's grown another inch or so like that. Everything seems to be going crazy there at this end, which is good. I'm waiting for capsicum plant to start producing some capsicums as well. So yeah, I'm trying to get into doing a little bit gardening related stuff as well. This side of the pond there, or the ditch, or whatever you want to call the water between us. Yeah. Anyway, I'll put it back to you there, Kimberly. KJ7 OMO VK5 ZSH in the group.
All right. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Well, good luck with the gardening stuff. All right. KC3VIU, KJ7 OMO, back to you.
This is KC3VAU. Yeah, my pepper plants, I grew some one year, and it was a perfect balance of everything that year, but I think it might have also been the fact that we put a lot of plant ash, potash, in the soil. We took up a lot of yard trimmings and stuff, my dad and I, and burned them up in our steel, or I should say our concrete, slightly encoded steel wheelbarrow, and this thing was heavy built. I mean, really heavy built. And we burned up a bunch of yard trimmings there, and probably had like 6 honest shovelfuls of let's go 4 honest shovelfuls of ashes from the trimming burns, and put them in the soil. And next year, these bushes just, what would normally be a pepper plant that was, a foot or 2 tall, ended up being shrubs. And I'm talking, 3 feet, like a 3-foot diameter on those things, and more peppers than I've ever seen before in my life. There's a good balance of having fresh rainwater for them, and soil being right. I guess the plants, the health of the original plants and everything. It was absolutely awesome to see. One of those times when everything goes right. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off. A minute ago, I was paying attention, and I think I must have slipped off to sleep and bumped my phone and accidentally signed out. So I think it's time to go. I just want to say thank you, Doll, for being here tonight, and renewing my sense of self-worth, and just grateful for you all. This is KC3VIU, back to KJ7 OMO 3373.
Alrighty, PB 3373 to you, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for stopping by, and also for coming back. Alrighty. Back to K1ALF from KJ7 OMO.
Thank you. This is K1ALF, and Phoebe, I know we didn't talk directly, but it was nice hearing you and meeting you in a roundabout way through the net. Hopefully you're still listening, and you're hearing me, but if not, I will. I'm really having anything to say at the moment. I'm kind of drawing a blank. A1, ALF, back to net.
Thank you. I was just gonna say, like, when is she gonna stop transiting? All right. K1 ALF from KJ7 OMO returning. Not a problem. Yeah, I've been running out of things to say as well. I'm probably gonna start wind things down here. But before I do that, do we have any other check-ins to the check? Sorry, I have to recover from this one moment. Check-ins. Do we have any additional check-ins to the net? Sorry for the stuttering. I have a stuttering issue that happens every now and then. Anyways, do we have any additional check-ins to the net? Please come now with your call signs, slowly, twice, and phonetically. And you're welcome to share your pronouns if you like. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar, standing by for any additional check-ins to the net. Alright, this is final call for check-ins. Anyone, anywhere, if you'd like to be on the net, please come forward with your call signs slowly, twice, and phonetically. If not, then we're gonna wind things down. Alrighty, woohoo! Looks like we've been going on for 3 hours. VK5 said SH. We're gonna go ahead and wind things down. KJ7 OMO.
KJ7 OMO VK5 ZSH. How are you hearing me there, Kimberly? Back to you.
A slight 50 hertz hum, assuming that y'all use 50 hertz for your mains electricity. Yeah, a slight 50 hertz hum, but nothing to write home about. It's not impeding your audio at all. Back to you.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, don't know where the 50 hertz hum's coming from. Yeah, just checking my zucchini plants. 2 of them are producing zucchinis already. There's half a dozen zucchinis there, which is good. I'm wandering around outside at the moment. I'm running a whole 250 milliwatts to the All-Star node. And the other 2 that are planted elsewhere don't have anything on them yet, but there is some flowers. So yeah, all right. You're winding down and stuff, so that's all right. I'll say cheers and 73. It's been an interesting net. I'm surprised that we've kept it going there for the 3 odd hours that you mentioned. So yeah, thanks for putting it on there, Kimberly. Much appreciated as per usual. Maybe we need to look at getting some additional net controllers in, so we can do a round robin type thing there, because I'll be quite happy to go as a net controller there, and I'm pretty sure probably a couple others as well there, just to add some spice to life, so to speak. So anyway, cheers and 73 all, take care, and I guess we'll do it all again next week. Hopefully I'll be there. KJ7 IMO, VK5 ZSH.
Alrighty, not a problem. 73TN, we'll catch you next time. K1ALF, KJ7OMO. Over to you for a final.
Thank you for the handoff again. This is K1ALF. I've enjoyed the time on the net tonight and enjoyed meeting and talking with two or three of you that I was able to talk to, and hopefully I can become a regular on the net. That's all I've really got at the moment. K1ALF, back to net.
Alrighty, KJ7OMO, your net control station returning. Thank you for stopping by again, and 3373 and all the numbers to you, and yeah, we look forward to hearing you on the next one. Alright, I said it was final call for check-ins earlier, but let's see, do we have any in and out only check-ins? In and out only check-ins. If you'd like to come in at the very last second, in and out only check-ins, please come now. Alrighty, do we have any final comments from previously checked-in stations?
Yeah, I'll make a quick one there. Nice to meet you there, Brandy. And yeah, hopefully you'll be more of a regular on the net, etc. Which will be good. So anyway, yeah, I'll make it my final now. And also, Brandy, I'm also a Gen X there as well, towards the end of Gen X there. So, all right, cheers and 73 all, VK5 ZSH, putting it back to KJ7 IMO.
Yes, two of you at the tail end of Gen X, just barely before the start of millennial. I'm in my 30s, so I'm definitely a millennial. All right, 73T. Any additional final comments before I shut things down?
KC3VAU? Yeah, I'm a definitive Gen Xer. Born in 68, so yeah, I'm the oldster. Any rate, yeah, I too am grateful to have the conversation with everyone tonight. A fair amount of listening, but like I said, just a great deal of gratitude. 3373 to all. Back to KJ7 OMO.
Alright, 33 and 73 to you as well. Any additional final comments from anybody before I shut things down? Alrighty, everyone. That concludes our net for today. Thank you all for participating and bringing fun to the airways. I would like to express gratitude to the Waverley Amateur Radio Society in Sydney for allowing us to hijack their repeater systems, for the duration of our net by connecting our system to theirs. Special thanks to Victor Kilo 3 Juliet Echo Delta and Victor Kilo 2 Whiskey Alpha Yankee for their contributions, as well as the entire Pride Radio Group for making this net possible. I now release all frequencies, repeaters, and other systems back to their regular amateur radio use. Thank you once again, and 7-3 to everyone from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar, Mike Oscar. This net is now closed with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 check-ins, including yours truly. 2 of those check-ins were made online, or 3 if you want to count the NetLogger check-in that turned into a voice check-in. We will meet here next week at 2 a.m. Coordinated Universal Time, if nothing else happens to me before then. Alright, folks, I'm out of here. 7-3, everyone. This is Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar.
Good night, and 73, Kimberly K1 ALF.
Alright, 7-3-33 to you as well. Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. I'll be clearing out of here. Alright, YouTube. That's it. That's it for me. Thanks for hanging out, watching, and all that stuff. If you like, feel free to, subscribe, subscribe, ring that bell, and we'll see you on the next one. 7-3 to everyone from Kilo Juliet 7, Oscar Mike Oscar. Catch y'all next time. Well, next time I do a stream, that is. Alright. Alright, 7-3, everybody.
Wireless ground device. Fire. 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 Fire.